All right, y'all. This one's about to get wild. Buckle up. Because today, we're diving into one of the most bizarre, controversial, and straight-up mind-bending stories floating around the internet right now. Is Sexyy Red working with the government? Or is her rise to fame part of something way bigger than music? Let's break it down. The viral spark. Let's rewind real quick. Because this all started with something way out of the blue. A post that, at first glance, seemed to be nothing but a joke. Normally, most viral things, it hit hard.
Jesus Christ.
You know those parody accounts that look just real enough to fool half the timeline? Yeah. One of them posted a so-called leaked CIA document claiming that rapper Sexyy Red had been recruited by the government as part of something they're calling cultural critical operations. I believe this is starting to sound like something straight out of a Marvel movie, right? But here's the kicker. People didn't just scroll past it. Rather, they stopped, they stared, and then they started talking. And when Sexyy Red herself reposted that document with the caption, "Damn, they got me shit," no laughing emoji, no jokes, no clarification, just straight up smoke. Well, that's when the internet exploded. Was she joking? Was it a troll move? Or was she trolling because the truth was too real to deny outright? Let's just say, the internet couldn't handle it. And that's when the conspiracy theories started to snowball. The fame timeline doesn't add up. Now, let's take a look at the timeline of events here, because that's where things start to get real eerie. Sexyy Red didn't just rise to fame, she exploded. It was almost like one day, she was just another rapper fighting to get recognized. And the next day, she was on every platform, in every viral video, and suddenly, she's collaborating with Drake? Wait, what? Now pay attention here, because this is the part that's got people talking. Every single time something big hits the news, war, politics, major protests, you name it, bam. Here comes a wild clip of Sexyy Red doing something outrageous. Coincidence? Some fans don't think so. There are theories popping up that say her fame is strategic, that every time a major global issue takes over the headlines, Sexyy Red is there to do something outrageous enough to keep you distracted. And let's be real, it works. Her videos are funny, her antics are bold, and her personality, impossible to ignore. Some people argue that she's being used as a tool, a distraction, something loud enough to pull eyes away from the issues that matter. With a steady stream of viral content, she keeps people scrolling for hours, completely distracted from the world outside. It feels like cultural chaos, a symbol of everything that's wrong with society today. And now, fans are split down the middle. Is she being celebrated for breaking rules? Or is she being pushed to keep society distracted and off balance? Is she just being herself? Or is she being used to sell something much bigger than music? Sexyy Red and the government plant theory. Here's where it gets even crazier. What if this whole CIA plant theory isn't just a joke? What if it's based on something real? Let's get real for a second. If you were a government official trying to control public attention, who would you choose as your ultimate distraction? Will you choose someone viral, or someone unpredictable, or someone who makes noise, literally and figuratively? Someone who gets people fighting in the comments. Lastly, someone who's always in the headlines. Now take a close look at Sexyy Red. Who fits that description better than her? Theories are circulating that she's exactly what the system needs, a distraction tool to keep people's focus on the wild stuff, so they won't paying attention to real, important issues. Think about it. Every time any tensions rise, or when big news stories break, Sexyy Red is always doing something to keep the timeline buzzing. A shocking video, or a wild statement, something to keep you scrolling. Some fans are now asking, is she playing mind control in disguise? So this gives birth to the CIA plant theory that refuses to die. Even if it started as a joke, it have eventually tapped into something real, a deep, growing distrust of the media, and of who controls what we see and hear. The double standards nobody wants to talk about. But here's the thing. There's another layer to this whole story. Sexyy Red gets insulted for doing the exact same thing that male rappers are praised for. Take a look at her lyrics and how the society has fallen today. But this also leaves out the male gender whenever they do something of such. For the male gender, it is tagged as vibes or no big deal. So why the double agent stuff? Why is it that when she expresses herself through her music, it's seen as dangerous? Why is she held to a different standard just because of her gender and race? It's these double agent rumors that make the entire conversation about her rise to fame even messier. Most people should know the youth are watching, and also copying. Let's talk about the real consequences of all this, because it's not just about adult fans listening to music. The youth are watching, which they will certainly copy whatever they see. Go to TikTok and see the number of little girls on being exposed to different stuffs. They're lip-syncing to songs with lyrics about raw sex, guns, and reckless living. They might not even understand what they're saying, but they see the attention it gets. They see how viral it goes, and they definitely want in on it. Distraction becomes a tool for most artists. Here's the thing that should make everyone uncomfortable. What if the entire entertainment industry knows exactly what it's doing? What if keeping the public distracted is the best way to prevent them from noticing the real issues? Think about this. Imagine a world where shocking outfits, viral sound bites, and outrageous behavior become the norms. And all this have just been served in a 15-second clips, while everything behind the scenes is falling apart. Sexyy Red might not really be in on it. But the system? The system knows exactly what it's doing. And the scariest part is that some of these fans are starting to wake up and see for themselves. As for Sexyy Red, she might not be a government agent, but that doesn't mean she's not part of something bigger. Lastly, are we being played? So, let's ask the real question. Is Sexyy Red just a viral artist doing her thing? Or is she really part of a much bigger game? Maybe we could say both. Or could it be that she's possibly living her dream, but unknowingly feeding into a system that uses her image as a smokescreen to distract us all? And that right there is the danger. When you do not know the line between entertainment and manipulation, we all start to lose track of what's real. Next time Sexyy Red trends while a major global story disappears, ask yourself, who benefits? Who's pulling the strings? Because whether you believe the conspiracy or not, one thing is clear, this isn't just about Sexyy Red. It's about how we can be easily distracted and how dangerous that can be to us all. That's the vid, guys. Thank you for watching. If this one had you questioning everything, drop a comment, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.